Alrighty, folks, thank you for joining us here for another interview in our Intellectual Property Protections course. Today, I'm very pleased to be interviewing Julia Wise, Regional Engagement Manager with Los Alamos National Laboratory. And Julia is going to talk with us about why does it make sense for a business, be it a small business, be it a large business, whatever type of business you are, for you to work with a federal lab. So Julia, do you want to really quickly introduce yourself to our listening and viewing audience?
Sure. My name is Julia Wise, and I work at the Feynman Center for Innovation at Los Alamos National Lab. The Feynman Center is our technology transfer organization. We're really geared to connecting laboratory intellectual property, our expertise, our technologies with businesses both in New Mexico and nationally. So happy to be here.
Great. We're, again, very happy to have you on. And for those of you who may not have seen some of our other videos, particularly when it comes to intellectual property, working with others, there are some things that you kind of need to be aware of, but there's also a lot of really great benefits from coming to the table with a great team, some great expertise, some great knowledge, some great resources, capacities or capabilities that you may not have. And an extremely good target for that is one of the federal laboratories, whether it's a DOE funded lab like Sandia or Los Alamos, whether it is a DoD funded lab like Air Force Research Laboratory, or any other type of lab. So Julia, why is it just really beneficial for a business to work with a federal lab like Los Alamos? And what are some of the ways that working with a lab just helps a business build what they can do and how they can actually bring new innovations to the market?
Yeah, so in working with Los Alamos, you are granted access to expertise and capabilities and capacities that are unavailable anyplace else. In addition, not lesser than, but certainly in addition, you're also provided access to technologies developed at this laboratory. And so it's a technology that as a business, you can take and commercialize and bring to the market. And in New Mexico in particular, Los Alamos is focused on stimulating startups, attracting in businesses and capital through to the state and supporting the businesses that are there by connecting them to our expertise, our capabilities, and our technologies. We're really eager to commercialize laboratory technology and work with companies to move their technologies and the laboratory's technologies that they've licensed to a product and to scale. And so in that vein, in working with the labs, again, and I'm going to say this a lot, you're granted access to these technologies, expertise, and capabilities that you can't get anywhere else. They're not available on the private market. But in New Mexico, we've created some programs that specifically allow New Mexico businesses access to these. So our New Mexico Small Business Assistance Program provides no cost to the business access to our laboratory researchers to help those businesses solve a technical challenge they're facing. Our Technology Readiness Initiative is for businesses who have licensed technology from the laboratories or involved in cooperative research with the labs, Sandia and Los Alamos. And it's really focused on providing that technical support to help the business mature in that technology, to help that business move through the valley of death just a little bit faster. So it's validation and maturation of technology. And we also have a laboratory embedded entrepreneur program for companies here in the state or looking to relocate to the state that expedites deep tech to the market through technology validation and entrepreneurial training. So in working with the labs, not only are you provided access to the scientific know-how, the technical know-how, you can access some of these programs that are meant to support your business as you grow and as the business works to bring these complex technologies and these solutions to the market and the world.
And that's actually a really amazing benefit that I don't think a lot of people know about. When we think of a lab like Los Alamos, we go, well, that's where they do, nuclear stuff. And, may explode bombs. I'm not saying that y'all do. I mean, it's just the nature of nuclear stuff. But we think about it as this, oh, well, those are the guys that are splitting the atom and they wouldn't have anything for me. But I think you really did a great job to focus down on, no, this is the stuff that we can help you with. We mature not only technologies, but businesses as well. And I think that's something that every business across New Mexico should be really kind of jumping at the bit and, just wanting to get into how do I work with the labs. So
we're
given
here and we're
that,
part of the community.
and that's also an amazing thing is, having these capabilities and capacities just right in people's backyards. So, it sounds like there's a lot of really great stuff people can do with the labs. What should a business know about working with a federal lab like Sandia or Los Alamos?
So for Los Alamos, I think it's really important for the businesses to recognize that the labs are open to working with businesses of all sizes. It's not just the giant military contractors. Some of our most successful projects and most meaningful impact have been with food manufacturers out into house through our New Mexico Small Business Assistance Program. And that in doing so, we're an organization of scientists. And so we love learning, finding that question and finding a solution. And so we want to know the business's challenges and what challenges businesses are facing and understand how our capabilities and expertise can help them solve it. And then use those expertise and capabilities and technologies to help the business solve that challenge. We are a national lab. Los Alamos is a national laboratory. So the business should recognize that in working with a national security laboratory in particular, there are policies and reviews required throughout the process. However, we're not a black box. The staff at the labs are here to help. We're here to help set expectations and to assist in just generating a productive collaboration and a productive interaction with the labs. But, it's important to keep in mind that, for example, a lot of the programs the labs do have standardized agreements that the businesses must consider as take it or leave it. That said, we do have ways of working with businesses, and a business isn't, particularly New Mexico companies, the business isn't too small or too young. If you're facing a challenge, I really encourage you to reach out to the labs.
And I think that collaboration, just really collaborative nature is something that a lot of people don't get, whether it's with, a great lab like Los Alamos, whether it's with a university like New Mexico State University, whether it's with any other type of research-bearing organization, is having that collaboration, fostering that relationship, and fostering that, I guess at the end of the day, just potential partnership can be a really great growth outlet for their business. So I guess the final thing that might be on somebody's, mind right now is, this sounds like it's amazing, sounds like it's great. There's all of this, great capability, resource, technology that I can, tap into with these labs, that I can tap into at these organizations. So how does somebody get started on this process?
So there are a number of entry points. The DOE has a lab partnering services website that allows you to prove the technology and the resources available at all of the Department of Energy labs. So I would look at that website, the Department of Energy Lab Partnering Services website. For Los Alamos, we have our own external website, www.lanl.gov. Specifically working with the Feynman Center and really at any laboratory, working with making that initial contact with the tech transfer and partnership organization is your best bet. This will ensure that you are aligned with the right people and the right intellectual property and the right technology. So I would always start there, but Los Alamos has the Feynman Center, which is our tech transfer organization. And then, contact the people listed there, depending on what you're looking for. All of our programs have contact names. Shoot them an email, give them a call. And then for the programs I mentioned above, the New Mexico Small Business Assistance Program, the Technology Readiness Initiative, sometimes called Trigger, as well as the New Mexico Laboratory Embedded Entrepreneurial Program, they all have websites as well. So you can get the contact information, reach out to the contacts there and start the conversation. So that's really where it starts with is reach out, start the conversation, and you'll have significantly better luck if you work through the tech transfer and partnership organizations, because we're primed to do this. We're primed to look at what you're doing. And then also in New Mexico, you know, the Feynman Center and the folks at Sandia, we're out in the community a lot. So if you run into us at an event, come up, say hi, and we'll start the conversation there. But it's really just about making that initial contact so that we can understand what your challenges are and how the lab might be able to help.
You know, it sounds like really for everybody that's, you know, listening or viewing, the biggest thing that you can do is visit the sites, find out a little bit more information, and then reach out, have that conversation. Mm-hmm. As Julia just said, the labs are wanting to have those conversations. They want to know how they can bring the great amount of capability and capacity that they have to bear to the table for business growth, business development, and ultimately business success. You know, Julie, this was a really, really great interview, highlighted a lot of stuff that people need to know about working with the national labs. Is there any kind of final thought that you would like to leave the audience with?
You know, just to sort of reiterate, we have a number, working with the labs, you're really going to get expertise, capabilities, and technologies you can't get anywhere else. If you're fortunate enough to be a New Mexico business, we have a lot of programs to support you in maturing that and in using those capabilities to grow your business. And so please don't hesitate to give us a call, to send us an email. We're always happy to hear from you and start that collaboration.
And I think that's a really great point to kind of leave off with is, you know, yes, there is increased programming that, you know, a business in New Mexico can take advantage of, but y'all want to work with anybody. It doesn't matter where they are. And as you said earlier, it doesn't matter the size, it doesn't matter what they're working on. If they can tap into something you have, you want to have that conversation. And I think that's amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, great. Thank you very much again, Julia, for being able to join us. We hope that this information is really, you know, valuable to you that are watching this on kind of where do you go, how do you get started, what is that information you need to know. We'll make sure that in our course that we'll actually have links out to the websites that Julia mentioned, the programs that are available for, you know, businesses to tap into, and some of those, again, just, you know, contact points. Get a hold of Julia, get a hold of somebody like Julia, get a hold of the people that are in these tech transfer offices, because again, they want to be able to assist you. They want to be able to leverage some of the stuff that they do because they do really great things. And the more they can help you, the more it helps their mission. And the more it helps them just at the end of the day, put forward the great amount of resources, capabilities, and technologies that they have into the innovation ecosystem. So thanks again, Julia. And for our audience, we will see y'all next time.